shape traditionally was to represent elephant units, somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is squab, and that also means elephant. Okay. 10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Nei. Nei. None. Yen. Yo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bambas. Bamba, okay, Bambas is duck. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon. I buy a computer or quack, and here's another example. I like to point these out. For this word for or, quack sounds vaguely like Hogun and the hok in Hogun in Korean or waku in Japanese, and that appears it is the exact same kind of character. Oh, I see. This is Dikhe Ishai Fui, which means do you want food? But yeah, are you hungry? That kind of thing. How are the boys? Cine da boy. Posso Milao. Pote. Buenese. Proteine. Udros. Totopolo. In the designated chicken-eating area, obviously.
Leave.
Monsieur.
See.
Livre. Liwe livre. 맞아요. Yeah. Sí. Eso sí. 맞아요. 그렇지. Inter. Почки. Ah. Sí.
Oedden coginio panas.
Jacob. Hefed. 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 Hek. 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 Mwalimu.
This is Arabic. And it's from Mu'allim.
Juma ni mwalimu mke.
Oh, things to do with cat signs. Meow and the pictures of the fish. They were proud.
Sööpä. Hupu. Yrittävät. Uraista. Omena.
Are in the city center. And it's got some interesting aspects to it.
여자는 어느 나라에 있습니까? 여자는 어느 나라에 있습니까? 여자는 어느 나라에 있습니까?
Countries for living things.
兄の名前は
Perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
El hospital.
Okay, we've leveled up and it is time to pick another language. Morfar är tröttare än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Ben neredeyse her gün okula gideyim. Uyum. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is squab, and that also means elephant. Okay. 10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Nej. Nej. Man. Igen. Jo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bambas. Bamba, okay, Bambas is duck. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon. I buy a computer or quack, and here's another example. I like to point these out. For this word for or, quack sounds vaguely like Hogun and the hok in Hogun in Korean or waku in Japanese, and that appears it is the exact same kind of character. Oh, I see. This is Dikhe Ishai Fui, which means do you want food? But yeah, are you hungry? That kind of thing. How are the boys? Cine da boy. Posso Milao. Pote. When is it? Proteine. Udros. Popolo. In the designated chicken-eating area, obviously.
Leave.
Monsieur.
See.
Livre. Liwe livre. Maciej. Yeah. Si. Wysoki. Maciej. Proč? Víte. Počkej. A. Si.
Oilen coginio panas.
Jacob. Hefed. 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 Hek. 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 معلمة.
This is Arabic. And it's from Mu'allim.
Juma ni mwalimu mke.
Oh, hello and welcome to Hyperpolyglotting with Elise, where we are checking our microphone so that I don't screw that up again, and playing some Oxygen Not Included, because I just can't put this game down. Этот раз мы играем на русском языке, потому что мне интересно, как перевелась игра. And кислород. Хорошо. Это я и хотела видеть. Песчаник. Ирские реки. Мокрые ноги, да, может быть. Карл получает очко на вуйка. Skill point, очко на вуйк. Вот. Моральный дух 8. Прибавание к моральному духу 9. Значит... на вуйка... И... Нет, не буду. Лучше. Я работаю техникой. Водопровод. Убирается. Убирается. Строение сломано. Building broken. That wire fixed. Circuit issues that I need to deal with. I've been following this German YouTuber who's an engineer and has been explaining how to set up really sort of efficient bases in this game. And which is where I got the idea of setting up these coal generators here. The idea is I got this nice big deep hole. All of that can just fall, so the carbon dioxide that's coming off of there, углекислый газ, can just, since it's heavier than oxygen, fall down here. Let's see, what is that? Воздухопроницаемость, breathability. That light blue is the breathable bits. Where it's red, that means it's unbreathable. Where it's sort of... maximum breathability is light blue, dark blue is acceptable. Sort of magenta, I guess, едва подходит для дыхания. Just barely breathable, and then red, непригодно для дыхания. Unbreathable. So red is all the way down here, like this entire area, but is CO2. But all the like habitat, all this sort of habitat area, very well breathing, is all of this. Is just coming down through these airflow tiles that I've been setting up. And so when you watch it like this, let me slow it. You see the red going downward. It's like defrag. It's like defragmenting your disc back in the 90s. Watch the red bits going down. Потоп. You потоп. Oh yes, that's totally flooded. Because got this problem. I'm going to do here, I think, is just kind of create a second ladder down here. Try to get rid of it. That was an idea that didn't work out exactly how it was supposed to. Yo. 7. 7. Мотоцикле 84-го готов. Не сломано. Недостаточно переработка кислорода. We've got 138 kilocalories of food, so that's going well. Everybody's sleeping. Try to deal with this flooding the only way I can think of. Speed this up. We don't need to sleep too. And we've got new printable. What have we got in the world of printables? Silka. Yeah. Химия вид древа. Снабжение. Водноводство. Okay. I'm already seeing there's some work that needs to be done on this translation. See, what they do on this localization is a lot of the time they will just translate one word once because it works in one and the trouble is that it's not always going to be the same word over and over again the way it is in your source language. So this here, it's интересы, interests. Снабжает. It should say снабжение, the act of supplying. See, supplying in English, we can say supplying it means somebody is currently supplying something. That would be снабжает. But in Russian, there is a distinction, and not just in Russian, a lot of languages will do this. Where the act of supplying as an abstract thing would be снабжение. This should be снабжение. But since they did not take that into account when they were setting up the translation memory or however they did this, instead we have снабжает. But okay, so her interests are like livestock wrangling. Wait, let me see. Разрушитель. Her stress reaction is destruction. That's not good. I try to avoid destructive. All these motherfuckers are destructive. Разрушитель. Стикермен. I think we're just going to take this seed and go with that this time. You don't want too many printables. You don't want too many duplicants because then they end up using a lot of oxygen. It all causes problems. I mean, and then look at this. Here's some more problems. God. Okay. The words default schedule work. That has not been translated at all. So that's something to fix. Then let me see. Дубликанты умерли. Oh, okay, that translated. Получено достижение колонии. Colony achievement attained. Okay, but then all this is still untranslated. Also, plumbing did not get translated. Look at that. База, кислород, энергия, еда,
Okay, fine. Plumbing. Вентиляция. Обработка. And then the other thing is, and this is another problem that exists when you're like localizing a game, is the words are different lengths in different languages. So that's fine with food, еда, because that's actually one letter shorter than the English word. That's cool. But the trouble is all these other words are longer. And so you either need to change the font size or you need to change the spacing between these icons. Otherwise, you get everything is just running together. So, like, you can't even see the beginning and the end of ventiляция, which is ventilation. Обработка, same problem. Medicina overlaps with that. Then you're fine with мебель, furniture, станции, stations, ресурсы, resources. Is that really? But that should be that's utilities in English. I'm not sure about ресурсы. Автомат, копирование. Yeah, I mean, like, what they ought to do here, I think, is either slightly adjust the font size or adjust the spacing on those to make this work. Let me see, maybe that's just what happens if I expand this window. No, it's this is maintained. Okay, yeah, so that's a problem here in the Russian version. I mean, the other versions are like Chinese and Korean at the moment, and it would not be a problem there. Those are always going to be shorter. I mean, but the Russian is longer. See, it's something you have to worry about. Okay, here we go. We're digging out this trench I'm setting up in order to try to get rid of this flooding. Schema перегруз. Yeah, I know it's overloaded. Got their little hats. We do have to worry a little bit about possible suffocation here, because this is way too much. Here's my oxygen diffuser. Yeah, как перевели. Кислородный диффузор. Строение затор. Okay, не выбрана цель исследования. Need to choose a new research objective. Neat. Okay, основы замедления. Готовка еды. Животноводство. Агрономия, переработка. Водники с малыми удлинением сопротивлением. Ремонт и обработка. Ловко при перегреве. Need somebody who has hard digging. I guess we're gonna have to give somebody a little bit more stress than they can handle. Oddly enough, we can. Wait, do I have anyone who has hard digging? Or improved digging, I think it's called? Hola! I saw your comments. Good to see you here. What I'm playing this in the Russian translation and just sort of commenting out as well the there are any problems I'm seeing with. Okay. A great game if you've not heard of it. It's all sorts of interesting creative stuff you can do. Okay. John Riccio. Okrinasco. Okay. Воздуха проницаемость. Actually. How'd you find me, by the way? I always like to ask. Морожение. Да. Обморожение. Hypothermia. Guess my... Had 2 people die on me so far. Both in industrial accidents, which is actually an achievement. They don't call it an achievement, but it's an achievement because it is very easy for them to die of suffocation and starvation. Sometimes they will die of starvation right in front of food. Because the thing about the duplicates in this game is they have 0 common sense. They need very close supervision because all sorts of shit gets them killed. Was it natural languages? Alvaro era? Yeah. Or could it have been future multilingual? And where are you joining us from? Okay. Any particular languages you're working on at the moment? Ajay. Неплохо. Плохо было. Ah, not too far from where I am right now. I mean, a few hours away. I'm in Ohio, like 1 state over. Долгие перемещения, потом обморожение. Да, знаю. Ah, Isizulu. Giafunda. Gifunda Isizulu. I'm not doing very well with it. I don't have like the kind of resources I like to work with that I find most sort of optimal for language acquisition, like for me personally, which makes it harder. But I love Isizulu. It just sounds beautiful. It's so vowel forward, and I love that. I love broad vowels. Oh, actually, это же. Так, мы будем решать эту сложную проблему с потоком. Do you follow Zamani Zulu? That is somebody definitely worth checking out if you're not already following them on here. He does a lot of like comprehensible input-based language learning stuff in isiZulu. Writing in the language can help. Reading, in my experience, what I find works best for me, and there seems to be a fair bit of oh well, that's cool. There seems to be some empirical support for this more generally, but what I like to do is extensive reading. Writing is something that comes a little bit later. I find I mean, for me, like, I have to have something to write and like a purpose for writing. I think it can help. It can help you kind of process and stuff like that. It definitely does not hurt. But to me, actually, particularly in the early phases, it's the reading that really does it. Воздухопроницаемость 100%. Неплохо. Okay, yeah. This is a distinction it's a terminological distinction I've only recently become aware of myself. See, there's intensive reading. Intensive reading is where you're really going for the detail and you're looking up all this stuff, making sure you understand all the detail of all the different words and everything like that. That's intensive reading. Extensive reading, on the other hand, means you're reading a lot and you're trying to get sort of the broad gist of the thing. So, not necessarily going for the nuance, not necessarily going for like the the complexities of it, but just generally trying to get a sense of what they're talking about. That is extensive reading. So, like, for example, one of my methods, what I like to do is I find a translated edition of a book I really like and that I know well. Because I know it well, you see, I already know what's going on. I already know, I have a general idea of what people are talking about, what's going on in the scene and all that stuff, and my brain can kind of focus on how it's being said. And so I already have the broad gist of it, and I'm just looking at how it's been being written out in whatever my target language is. That is extensive reading. Right now I'm doing it, for example, with Georgian and Arabic and Hebrew. Now, with Arabic and Hebrew, and also like Farsi and a few other languages that don't give you a whole lot of detailed phonetic information. Arabic and Hebrew, for example, do not give you all the vowels. I'm trying that the extensive reading method has its limitations because you're not getting all the information you need in order to pronounce it. Right now, I'm trying out an approach to sort of to make up for that, where I write in the vowels directly in the text, and seeing if that helps kind of address that issue. Не выбрано чередование, значит, план исполнился. Окей, транспортировка твердых предметов, умное хранилище, грубая переработка. So, I'm doing that. My go-to book for this, when I can find it, is John Grisham's The Firm. It's good, it's well written, and I enjoy it. And I know it practically by heart because I've read it in so many different languages. Comfort socialist. Creature that's very literal. I'm not actually sure what the Russian for that would be, mind. But I'm pretty sure it's not comfort socialist. I try. I mean, there's stuff I'm picking up now. Like what I only recently became aware, for example, of. Oh, that's not great. That wire is buggered up. Okay. Ooh. Вода. Монтажный провод высокой мощности. High wattage. Yeah, there we go. We got another of these crappy wires. That's a problem. I'm running a whole lot of wattage through them. Actually, no, I don't need that. Отменить. Разрушить. Это по мне не надо. Отменить. Разрушить. Like, I'm used to people just sort of assuming that it must just be something, you know, some like natural talent or something like that. And one of the things that I've realized when I've started to become aware that there were, you know, other people who had managed to learn a whole lot of languages like I have, is how similar our methods actually are. Like, you go and you check out, like, Polyglot YouTube and stuff like that, and the people who have really learned a whole bunch of languages, the stuff they talk about in terms of how they do it is so similar to the exact ways that I have also done it. Доступны новые объекты для печати. О, схему выберем. Азиаку. Окей. Лакса. Йодлер. 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 Технар. What games have the most languages? That's a very good question, and I honestly do not have an answer for you on that. I mean, but it's a very interesting question. I'll tell you what. Let's see. Video games with Swahili translation. Are there... Here, let me see. How do I use video games to learn Swahili? Oh, this is a bloody useless article. I mean, what? Online Swahili learning game for kids. Are there any video games? I don't know if there are any video games that have Swahili. Строение. But wait a second. Строение не умеет строить. It says, okay, so he has +5 construction, and then he isn't able to build. Нарколептик. Маленького на... Окей, обжор. Суперпродуктивность. Okay. So there's another example. Okay, берите эти. Yeah. One thing I can tell you, again, with African languages, this is much harder. Because a lot of game developers, a lot of companies really just kind of ignore them. Yeah, which is... There's probably, you know, there's probably a fair bit of racism in the mix there. But what I can tell you is, where you might get lucky there. Yeah, you can probably find. I know for South Africa, for isiZulu, you could definitely find like television, isiZulu television on YouTube. I bet the same is true of Kiswahili. I haven't investigated it. Like, you have like public television stations, state television stations for all sorts of countries. Have YouTube channels, and you can watch their programming. So I bet you could probably like watch like the football in Kiswahili or in isiZulu, or, you know, on YouTube or something like that. That's what I'd check out, because I don't know if there are any video games that have actually been translated into isiZulu or Kiswahili. I wouldn't rule it out. I mean, where I would look there is, you know, there are some games where there are like fan translations where users can just contribute their own translation and stuff. Of course, the translation may not be great. That's the thing you always have to worry about with translation. Sometimes the translation just kind of sucks. But, you might get lucky there. Снабжение. Board. No, not if it's on YouTube. That's where I would start out. If you check it out, if you look for like South African or I don't know, Kenyan, Ugandan, I mean, Tanzania also does Kiswahili, I think. I mean, Tanzanian like public TV stations and stuff like that on YouTube, you would be surprised how much programming you can see. Like, I do this with Georgian too. Like, Georgian public TV is on YouTube. You can just watch it. And there's no geo-blocking or anything like that. It's great. So I would definitely try that out. I don't know the public. I mean, I know for a fact that there is isiZulu. You could watch like, I think all the official languages of South Africa. There are TV stations in them, and they are on YouTube. Because I've looked things up South Africa related, and I get results like TV news segments in all the major languages, in English, in Afrikaans, in isiZulu, isiXhosa, in, you know, Sepedi, Siswati, all those. I try. So definitely something worth checking out. And another thing where you can get lucky is like kids programming will often have dubbing in languages for which there is no that normally don't get dubbed. I mean, like on Netflix, I don't know of. I mean, there's definitely isiZulu to watch on Netflix. There are movies in isiZulu and stuff like that. But you can. I mean, there's actually a whole lot of stuff on there. It's quite a useful resource, actually, if you know where to look. Oh. Let's see. What's going on here? That's not good. Got some more wires that are all fucked up. Oh, I don't even need those wires. We're getting rid of them. Wood. Разобрать. 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 It's game. I mean, here's another example. I mean, here we recently were looking at an example where the same word was used in places where it shouldn't have been used. And now we have one where they were inconsistent, because when I look down here, the button for deconstruct is translated as razrushit, which means like literally just to break. But when I look for the option on here for this pravod wire, the option is razabrat, which means to take apart. Which actually isn't a bad translation. That's what I would have used more than... And as Rashid suggests that you're just like taking a cricket bat to it and smashing it up, which is kind of not the objective. So, but... I mean, you do have to pick one. This is, of course, one of the pitfalls of any kind of translation project. I mean, I'm doing this this translation of a book by Alexandra Kollontai from 1909, 400 pages that I'm having to go through and make sure everything I've done is totally consistent and stuff right now. Finished the translation, now I'm on the edit. This is just a pitfall. It's actually not easy. It's like there is technology to help out with this, but of course the technology runs into the problem that sometimes you get consistency where consistency is wrong. Okay, we don't want... let me just get that priority up. Actually, do not. Want to just keep having that live wire like that. And that was, I mean, that wire was just there because I started out using the regular wire. There. Перегрузка. Нехорошо, нехорошо. Oh, wait, now... Okay, the overload's been sorted. Oh, part of the problem is we're running out of coal. I've got everything on coal generators. Because it's just the only resource other than, like, sweat that I've got to work with right now. Really need to adjust that. Maximum priority and see if we can't get that flooding taken care of right now. Oh, that's not what I wanted though. They're like taking care of everything but what I was trying to take care of. I was trying to do the mopping. This is called Oxygen Not Included. It is an utterly addictive game. The premise is that you've got these duplicates. These little kind of incompetent people who are replicated through 3D printing. And you have to keep them alive. You have to build this base and maintain enough oxygen for them to breathe and enough food for them to eat and try to keep them relatively happy, because if they get stressed out, they get pissed off and they start breaking stuff. And then gradually, the idea is you're supposed to eventually sort of dig your way up and escape. And in the meantime, you have to acquire resources, and then you do research so they learn skills. Like, right now I'm running into the problem. Oh, good. We've got coal. We've got a little bit of coal anyway. Enough coal that we can get some of the stuff working. That's really. That's a bit annoying. It'd be nice if you could distinguish in your priorities. Like, they treat mopping up liquid and cleaning up solids as the same priority. As the same category for setting priorities. Like, I'm not trying to prioritize picking up all this stuff. I'm trying to get this water picked up so that the flooding can be addressed. Because only once I address the flooding will this oxygen diffuser here, кислородный диффузор, start diffusing oxygen again. And I need it to be diffusing oxygen so that my little incompetent people can breathe. Wait, почему недоступно? Why is it not accessible? It's right there. What's in the way? And the cool thing is, so you can engineer all these interesting solutions and things. So because you need different resources, like you need clean water for various processes. Fortunately, your incompetent people don't need to drink it because you'd run out of it very quickly. But a lot of the time, you get Wait, have I got some sort of a power source here that I don't even know about? That's kind of interesting. Because you've got to have power sources, and the problem I've got right now is using coal generation. And that generates a bunch of CO2, that's what all this is. This is CO2. All this red stuff, that's CO2 basically, unbreathable gas. And the other thing is, you keep running out of coal. If there's some way that I can get some hydrogen and steam generation, because there are these little steam vents. Let me show you. See this here? That is a steam vent. But in order to use it, I need a steam turbine. In order to get its steam turbine, I need plastic. There are two ways to get plastic. Neither of them is entirely easy. Okay. Now, ламбик. Ручной насос. Насос для жидкости. Окей, да-да-да. Фильтр. Труба. Труба, это мне. So, I'm building a water pump. So, because I want to get the full benefit of all this water. But at the moment, it is a fascinating game. And like, there's all this automation and robotics stuff, and it turns out the way the automation and the robotics stuff works, like you have these AND gates and OR gates and sensors and things like that, and essentially the way it's set up, if you create an algorithm using AND and OR and NOT gates or whatever, that will actually work basically the way it would work with the real components and stuff like that. I mean, people come up with all sorts of amazing stuff, and I don't understand a lot of it. I'm very new to this game, but it's fascinating to me. Okay, I need to get some power going on my water pump. Turn down that priority. Hang on. Oh, that's why it's inaccessible. Of course. I'm sorry, little incompetent people. I should have had you build a ladder. See, they do not think independently, for the most part. So if there's a ladder that is needed in order to get to something, and you don't tell them, build a ladder, they will not build that ladder, no matter how obviously it's needed. This is like doing my block, trying to figure out why this is not accessible. And of course, it's not accessible because there's this big gap that I opened up in order to take care of all this water. Oh, okay, and I also... Oh no, wait, it's got power now. Okay, we got new principles. If there's a heart here, Inoska. Электрическая инженерия. Okay. Okay, золотой сплав, gold amalgam. Okay, I've created a new one. See, here we have their little sleeping area. And this is where their food is. This is the canteen. What do they call the microbe masher in Russian? Not as cute a name. Микробный преобразователь. The microbe reshaper. I mean, that's not wrong, but microbe masher actually sounds a little bit cool. It sounds cooler, let's say that. Okay. And to get this power sorted out. Oh, good. Now we've got oxygen coming out of there. That's better. That's what I was wanting. Now it's accessible and there's power. Let's see, what's our O2 situation looking like? What's our breathability? Okay, we got a nice little cloud there. All of the CO2 is going to the bottom, which is exactly what we wanted to do. Are these all full? Holy shit, no, that explains a lot. They are, in fact... Okay, it's time for more of them. No wonder stuff is piling up. Okay, складский отсек. Okay. Is you have to have some place to store all the stuff that you dig up and everything. There we go. There we go. Gradually, we're getting what we need. Только подместы. Все кроме подорослых. Окей, и копировать настройки. Okay, now we've got someplace to put all this crap. That is good. Okay, now they're having a little sleep. Get our little water pump going. Вот высокой мощность. Кислый газ. И кислый газ. Gonna gradually push all that out. That's easy. Okay, we've got hydrogen gas here. Now that's interesting. Hopefully we will find a hydrogen vent in here. Because then we've got kind of an unlimited power source. Now we can start filling stuff up. How's our food situation? Oh yeah, we're good on food. Food is not an issue. Okay. Gradually, we are getting this the way I need it. I have been... there are so many, like, tutorial channels that get into all sorts of details on this stuff. Like, there are things you can do... people have figured out a way to set up what they call a SPOM. A self-powered oxygen machine. So, you're generating oxygen and you don't have to do... And it is essentially a perpetual motion machine kind of thing, where you don't have to do anything to get it to power itself, because it is self-sustaining. Okay. Now, the other way you get plastic, other than finding petroleum and doing it that way, is that there are these creatures called Drecos, and some of them are glossy Drecos. And if you shear off their scales are plastic. The thing is, most Drecos are not glossy. You have a very slim chance of a Dreco egg yielding a glossy Dreco, but if you get a glossy Dreco, then you got your plastic. Then you've got your steam turbine. And then you're in good shape. Okay, не выбрать силы следования. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Oh, yes, agronomia. Это важно. Okay, yes, I do need a fridge. Yeah, I'm having a problem with food decaying. And I don't want food decaying. Because I have lots of food and I want to make sure people don't start starving. How'd they translate rock crusher? Не дробите. Металлургический станок. Metallurgical machine station. Okay, so we've got the power, we've got the pipe. Yeah, well, we've got most of the power line for this. But not the whole thing yet. But soon enough, we have that, get to this store. Посту. There are also these, like, artifacts. Like here, we have these lockers and things. And sometimes there's interesting stuff in there. Ah, yes, these are the two that I lost in industrial accident. Oh, we've got another Dreklet. Okay, Devon's got 4 skill points that can be provided. Really hoping for... And Abe, what's Abe got? Чё, бакса, стикермен, точно, обжора. Чё, прибирать? Приборство. Что это за бери? А, нет. Аллергическая реакция на цвет и запах. That's not good. Flower allergies. They die. That's sweet. Want to avoid that. Точно так. Животноводство. Окей. Неплохо. Животноводство. Okay. well. Okay. Oh, we've got another circuit overload, unfortunately. Oh, finish the pump, would ya? Ah, there we go. Almost there. But not entirely. No, wait, what? Okay, let's see. How's the plumbing working? You have these overlays so you can see how everything's working. Okay. Goal is to get all that water that's piled up in here into here where I can use it. This is my reservoir. Oh. Lost power. Please. Oh, interesting. Word for slime. I've been wondering what slime lung was going to be in Russian. Yogichny sleaze. Sleaze. Slime is sleaze. Please. Which is fitting. I wonder if that's... wait a second. Okay, now I've got to look. Etymology of sleaze. Where did the word sleaze come from? It was shorthand for Silesia, a kind of cloth from Silesia in Poland. Interesting. Okay. Okay, the problem we're having here is all my coal generators are not generating because I haven't got any coal. Oh, well, no, that one's generating. Okay, we got 2 of them online, it looks like now. Really need to find more coal. Got any more? Дорослые. Oh, that became oxygen sleaze. Lots of. About. Like это. Достаточная порода. Есть налит. Слиз. Песчаник. Магма порода. Апатит. Изная руда. Плохо. Iron ore. Апатит. На уголь. Уголь мне надо. Что мне апатит? Водорослый. Из водоросл. Вот добивается и кислород. Это неплохо. Это даже нужно. На уголь. Okay, we got some coal. Good. Взрослый вид на угол. Угол у нас получается. Медная руда. Краник. Взрослый. Гранит. Пару. Yes. Награду. Важно. После. Sorry. Need more wool. Really need wool. Уголь! Получалось. Okay, we're starting to get some... Не выбрали следование. Подожди. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bio break. I will be back in just a couple of minutes. Let me just say, if you are enjoying the stream, please consider supporting the stream with a, well, first of all, just be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and I always appreciate tips. You can use the tip command in chat to find out how, or you can support my Patreon. I will be back in just a few minutes.
Perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
El hospital.
Okay, we've leveled up, and it is time to pick another language. Morfar är tröttare än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek! We're doing Greek when we get back. Ben neredeyse her gün okula giderim. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is sword, and that also means elephant. Okay. 10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Nej. Nej. Man. Igen. Jo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bambas. Bamba, okay, Bambas is duck. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon. I buy a computer or quack, and here's another example. I like to point these out. For this word for or, quack sounds vaguely like hogun and the hok in hogun in Korean or waku in Japanese, and that appears it is the exact same kind of character. Oh, I see. This is Dikhe Ishai Fui, which means do you want food? But yeah, are you hungry? That kind of thing. How are the boys? Seen it that boy. Posso Milao. Pote. When is it? Proteine. Udros. In the designated chicken eating area, obviously.
Leave.
Monsieur.
See.
Live là.
Very good.
Liwell, live là. Mateye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Si.
So,
Esopi. Mateye. Proč? Inter. Počkej. A. Si.
Oilen coginio panas.
Jacob. Hefed.
Okay.
Hefed.
Okay.
Hefed. Hefed. Hek. 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 Mwalimu.
Ah, the center bit. And it's from Muallim.
Juma ni mwalimu mke.
Oh, things speak cats on this. Meow and the pictures of the fish. That's they were proud.
Serpent. Pupu. Grittava.
And I'm back. And we've just found some oogel. Actually, some other useful stuff as well. New printable. First of all, now we can duplicate. We need to do some things to improve their morale, I think. He does not seem to have any skills. Or any interests, anyway. Oh well. You're gonna be... Oh, I've got a new auto. One of the autos that one of the duplicates I lost was auto. There, we've got 2 coal generators going. That's good. Wait a second, why is the oxygen generator? Oh, I see. Okay, I need to adjust that. So Oh, okay, I've got... Let me see, maybe if I add some more batteries. Got space for more. But hang on. Okay, I need something to connect it up. That isn't. So, I need more power storage for when I do have coal. Maybe that will help with the overload. And we're gradually clearing out this pool of water that I never wanted to create in the first place. That's good. And then the Yiru. increase the morale. That is one thing I've run into trouble with. Он собирается, если нет урожая. Ну. Crown molded. Okay. Adding this jukebox sort of thing to help work with morale because I have a whole backlog of skill points. You too. Something that's missing. Yeah, oh no, it just needs granite. Hang on. Okay, let's make this top and see what happens. Okay, morale is already improving. That's good. There we go. All getting crown molded. What other crap can I put in here to improve morale? So the more morale I have, the more skills I can impart. And the more skills, better. Also, I can... Mga sus, lapan. Burnych. Burnych. Ada u burnych. Yeah, did it? Отмена. Бамби. Почти забыла. У нас еще есть дети и перчатки. Снабжение, линии. Неплохо. Навыки. Как у нас? Навыка. Строительство. Ну, как-то не получается. Почему? О. Plumbing is getting there. Okay, the bogs are starting to get built. Good. Okay, and we're almost there. Almost have functioning bogs with actual plumbing. Oh, okay, this is working. Was working. Oh, hey, David, welcome. Yeah, good point. Let me see. That, may be because I need a new Discord link. Yes, I do have a Discord. Sorry, I just noticed your, just noticed your message. Here, I'm gonna get you a current Discord link. And then you can join a current Discord. Invite people. Current. Okay, here we go. Try this one out. That should work. God, Royal Mail are a right mess, it's looking like. Yeah. Okay, I need to adjust Nightbot, I think. Oh, let me see, is that plumbing working? Ah, yeah, okay. Not entirely my problem. I get rid of that. Is that going to fix it? Oh, well, we're about to find out. Oh, okay. Stuff to plan. Настройки. Oh, I need to actually specify. There. Sorted. And it's our cold generator situation. Well, we've got one that's definitely all the way up. Okay, the coal generator's working. Logs seem to be working. Oh, well, that plumbing isn't doing what it needs to be doing. Why is that? Kuba Zablakiravana. Okay. Okay. Plumbing problem. I'm gonna figure out how we're dealing. Well, right now I don't need to worry about the plumbing. I'm gonna start switching over to new improved version now anyway. Уборно. Оба. Okay, get that built. Fairly low volume situation anyway. So. Okay. Dealing with a little relatively minor problem involving postal services. Royal Mail is a bit of a mess now. Doing these one at a time. Так. Жидкости. Actually. Так. Делать не станем. Кожаное. Приоритет. Okay. Are you Ada? Welcome. Where are you joining us from and how'd you find us? I'm always curious because not all that many people do find me. I'm always kind of interested in the ones who do. And, are there any languages you're working on right now? Ooh, okay. Our morale situation is gradually improving. Oh, and I can add a crown molding. Get that morale working a little bit better. Go. Wait, they can go up the fire pole too? Neat. But they could only go down. Continuing to upgrade things in here. Okay, let's see. Always getting these bridges, these liquid bridges backwards. It'll be interesting to see if I got this one right. Now it seems to be working. Okay. The morale situation has massively improved. That is key because all sorts of skill points to assign. Or work for me. Okay. Don't know if this is actually doing what it's supposed to. Time will tell. Выбрать сельдование. I'd really like to see if somebody puts this out and actually that's empty pipe, пустая труба. Это ничего не значит. Trying to avoid anyone whose stress reaction is wrecking things. is that becomes very difficult to deal with. Nice thing about this is I can probably... Let me see, what's my... looking like? Okay. Potentially get some electrolyzers. That would help with the oxygen. Electrolyzers do use rather a lot of water. And let's see, what's the plumbing looking like? Getting the electrolyzers set up, good. Oh, I achieved more researching. That reading the Hansa of your name in the discourse, that is that Linhua? Probably getting the tone wrong. Tones I'm not great at. Japanese I would be saying Reika. Ryoka. Be also a possibility. Tuulikki, puhutko suomea? Niemese naku suomeksi. Ah. Cool. Where are you joining us from? Okay. Ah, cool. Going to say someplace without umlauts on the keyboard. I'd gotten that far. So not Sweden, Germany, various other such places. Olgi Pyramish. I do not believe Nightbot about the Discord link. That is an out-of-date link. This is a current one. Schema перегружен. Да-да-да. I just have like 20 different keyboard layouts on my computer here. Let me see, what keyboard layouts do I have here right now? Let's see, Welsh, Spanish, Greek, German, Finnish, Serbian, Cyrillic, Korean, English, Germany, English, US, Afrikaans, Japanese, Arabic, Iraq, Arabic, Lebanon, Bosnian, Latin, Czech, French, Hindi, Norwegian, Bokmål, Russian, Vietnamese, a second Vietnamese keyboard, Chinese simplified, Chinese traditional, Chinese traditional, Chinese traditional. I had to add a bunch of them in order to get the right ones. I probably don't need all those. Cherokee, Hungarian, Hebrew, Georgian, Icelandic, Romanian, Mongolian, Farsi, Tajik, Turkish, Polish, Portuguese, Urdu, Ukrainian, Yiddish, and Udmurt. Co mają do malhajswej słupka? Well, I see it's almost 7 o'clock, so it is time for me to wrap up for now. I will be back tomorrow at 4:30. Probably on Twitch. Let me just link you to that Twitch channel. But I will be back between 4 and 7. It's been good to see all of you. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and if you enjoyed the stream, please consider supporting the stream with a tip. And remember to like and subscribe to the channel. It is time for me to eat food and things. So I will see you tomorrow, hopefully.